ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 33rd installment of Tequila Thursdays. The topic of this evening is the client a gold mine, why every broker should build a portfolio, not just close deals. I'm your host, El Mágico, aka Daryl Mills, and to my left, my co-host, he is the host now, I guess, but my
No.
former co-host, my co-host, who we got here to my left?
Jose Martinez. I do business development over at Lemay Capital and Fun Rock Capital. We do have another guest. Great guy. Known him for quite some time. Very good guy. To my left, I have
Stanley Julian, aka Sexy Chocolate.
Sexy Chocolate.
I'm the managing partner at Fun Rock Capital. Today we have some special stuff for you. And Daryl, who is that to your right?
Well, listen, I can't do any introductions. I have to have the young lady introduce herself just like we all did.
Yep.
So to my right, I have
Jennifer Toledo, the holistic lender.
Holistic Linda.
Holistic. I like it. I like it.
Nice.
Holistic Linda. All right, so go ahead, Jose. Take it away.
No, well, Jennifer, go. Just I guess tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And just tell us about yourself.
So I am a loan officer. I've been lending for a little over 10 years. I focus on mortgages, right? Residential lending.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Nice. So, as everyone that has followed the episodes, when Daryl wasn't here, we started off with mortgage lenders after Stanley and I went to the convention. We then brought in a lead, CJ, who does leads. Today, we wanted to actually bring in someone in the outside field, right? Someone that doesn't work for us, someone that to share their experiences. How's the market doing? Where is it going? Is anything impacting or shifting? Just how she gets business, or just the industry within itself.
Her approach to sales.
Correct. Remember, we do investment mortgages. She handles a lot of primary residences, right? So, once again, welcome to Tequila Thursday. I think it's just appropriate, right?
We have to start it off with a
cheers,
with a little cheers, a little toast.
Cheers.
A
Welcome.
little toast.
Cheers.
Sean Colby,
Sean Colby.
are you cooking? Are you driving? What are we doing this evening, Sean? What's going on?
You're not cooking?
I like the shirt. That's my Amarada coat. Is that you say Amarada? How do you say that?
We don't even know what
I
you're
don't
saying.
No idea.
Amarada, like your college or your.
I speak Spanish.
I see
Oh
English
my
is
God.
his second
I speak
language.
Spanish. Remember that.
God. Alma mater. There you go.
Man,
My
that's
alma mater
maroon.
colors.
No, that's pink, man.
That's maroon. Huh? Oh. All right, so let's go, Jose.
All right, so tonight we're just gonna break down, as Darren had mentioned before, we're gonna break down exactly why the real money isn't the first deal, right? Or is it? Right? A lot of people do when they do mortgages or any type of financing or any type of lending, it's transactional. But is that better? Is that beneficial? Or would you say building a rapport with the client, right? Understanding their needs so that it's not transactional, so that then they can either think of you when they're doing the next deal, whether it's a mortgage or a business loan, or they can send you over referrals.
I have a question for you, mortgage gurus, right?
Yes.
And this for anybody out there that doesn't really, I don't think there's any such thing as like a dumb question, right? But like, what is considered a portfolio, right? Because lots of people talk about a portfolio, whether you're in insurance or whether you're in real estate. So, what exactly is a portfolio?
Stanley,
Anybody want to answer? Anybody?
want to raise your hand?
Anybody?
Well, I mean, listen, your portfolio is pretty much your book of business, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it goes back to what you were saying about it's not just a transaction, you get paid, hallelujah. No. When you work sales and when you have your own book of business, you look at this as a long-term investment of your time and your energy and everything and your knowledge, right? So having referral sources, nurturing those referral sources, whether it's a client, a realtor, an investor, accountants, anyone, it can be even, someone that was your high school teacher.
Yeah.
When it comes to those relationships, that's important because that's going to last you long term, especially like a person like myself. I work outside sales. So I depend highly on my relationships and just being consistent and always being around, being that person that go to, whether it's a mortgage related question. I mean, I get insurance questions all the time. I get legal questions all the time, just because they know that I have been doing this forever. So you also want to put yourself out there as a knowledgeable professional, so people, just, they contact you for anything, and then that might lead you into another relationship that you can refer that person if you can't help them.
Yeah.
So it's very important to pretty much, maintain your relationships.
Nice. Would you
Nice.
say that the what's most important, the first deal to close or the second deal?
I think both, right?
Okay.
I think the first deal is important because that's going to give you that feel of accomplishment, right? Like, I did it. I closed, and now you start your book. The second deal, it just repeats itself. It again and again and again until you build your solid book. And now it's like you make money in your sleep. You wake up, your phone rings, and hey, I have a new deal, or hey, I have a new referral.
Yeah.
I think it's like a double edged question you just asked, right?
Mhm.
Because you know you can never get a second deal from somebody if you don't get the first,
Correct.
right? So
Check your
you always have to show improve and on the first deal. But Jennifer, you're right. Like on the second deal is just like business as usual, right?
Yeah.
But that first deal is really because the first deal you beat out everybody else. Because usually on the first deal, everybody they're shopping, trying to figure out who's gonna earn my business, who's gonna earn my book. Because you guys know Joe. We all know Joe, right? We're not going to foreclose on Jesus, Joe. Yeah, that Joe. So Joe prides himself in always doing right by the client on the first deal to get the referrals, to get his family to send more deals, to get the client's family to send more deals
Yeah.
and everything like that. But Jose,
Yes.
one of the things that Joe also does, and we know this, is he'll give a client like a break on points or a break on his own commission on the first deal
Yes.
in hopes of getting future business.
Correct.
Now, do you think that that's a tactic by the client just to get Joe to, in a sense, drop his pants and lower his points and just and with no future business, or do you think they're genuine?
I think, and I've told Joe this, so Joe cannot be upset, or
Don't be upset, Joe.
Don't be upset, Joe. You know what? It all comes to confidence. You
Yep.
have to know your product and know your value, because you should never. And I think that the example that you're referring to, or the scenario you're referring to, was one where the client's credit score was not up to par. Joe was able to actually
Yep.
get an exception done on a mortgage, and Joe wanted to close the deal so bad because the client said, "Oh, I'm an investor. I have X amount of portfolio
Yep.
of deals. You're going to get all my business if you go ahead and close this deal for me, but it's too expensive." So he was like, "Listen, cut down the points and I'll go move forward with you." I dislike, when people say that, especially when they say, "Hey, listen, I'm only going to do business with you because I like you. The other deal's better, but I like you, so I'm going to do business with you." It's honestly,
You hate that. You
they're
hate
lying.
that. You hate
Yeah.
that.
They're lying, and what ends up happening is, in that scenario, Joe dropped the points, but I think that then he went, and the client had another deal where the client was working with someone else, and he did not drop the points. The other broker did not drop the points.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
Joe was like, "Wait, hold on, what happened? I'm doing right by you. You told me I'm going to go your business. Now all of a sudden you're sending me a term sheet from someone else, telling me this is what I have to beat. And you didn't just send me the term sheet. Actually, it was the HUD, I believe. You're sending me over the document showing me that you closed on the deal, and they charged you more points, and you were okay with that, and the deal wasn't as complicated as the one that I had to do."
He has egg on his face now.
Right, right. And I
Yep.
think now Joe really knows his value, and I think a lot of it is knowing his value. Or Stan, what do you think? Because I know that was he went under your tutelage, Joe. What would you say?
Listen, there's two things that happen, right? People do business with people they like, and the confidence part of it is be a specialist. People can smell bullshit. They could tell when you're part timing it. They could tell when you're winging it. But confidence comes with knowing your shit. So It's when you're sitting in front of a doctor that we have WebMD online that you could check for your symptoms.
Never
But
do that.
But there's nothing better than when you're sitting in your physician's room, you see the degrees on the wall, and he's walking you through the process. And more importantly, and I say this phrase, because Jose does it a lot, takeaway. If you don't want my advice,
don't
leave. Leave. If you don't believe I'm the best, why are you on the phone with me?
Did you like me?
I have 10 offers. Why are you on the phone with me, number 11? I say this all day long. Why are you wasting your time on the phone with me? Take the offer you have. Well, once they say, well, you know they were full of shit, right? And that confidence will resonate from deal to deal. That's why when they bring up portfolios or building a pipeline of business, I love having a pipeline of business. And the reason being is because I know I'm that good. So when they get another offer, they're going to call me first and go, well, I have this offer. Maybe, can you beat it? I'm up front. I'm like, yes, I can, or I can't. But I'll tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you. I've gotten deals by telling people to take other offers because they trusted me. They knew it wasn't about the dollar. Someone beats me by a half a percent. Someone beats me by a quarter point. I'm not gonna burn a relationship for a couple of dollars. They come and respect it, trust me, and then they come back with their next deal. Like, Stan, you know what? I have another deal. Can you beat it, or at least can you tell me what to do? Because what you start turning into is a financial advisor, but be the specialist. Like she was saying, they first will come to you for the mortgage. Then they'll ask you, do you have an insurance agent? Then they'll ask you, oh, I need work done around my house. Do you have a contractor? Because now you become a trusted part of their financial decisions. And that's where you start building rapport. And guess who they refer when their friend even mentions, when they mentions they want to buy a house, they want to invest, they want anything in that space, you're going to be the one they call. And that's how you create repeat business.
I have a question for you, though, Stanley.
Yeah.
Do you always believe that your only way to win a deal is to drop your points?
No.
So, what other ways? Just tips for everybody out there, because everybody that's watching is trying to close their own stuff. What other ways in the mortgage field, right? Sorry. What other ways in the mortgage field can you earn somebody's business without just simply lowering the points?
Knowing why you're charging the points. That's the key to it.
Okay.
So it isn't one size fits
break
all.
that down. Break that down.
It's not one size fits all. Like, for example,
Hopefully not.
a client I know, we have one program where when a client's supposed to net cash, right? And I know what they need that money for. We have a program where, let's say the max loan to value is 80%, and let's say the points are 2 points. They will let me finance 80% of the mortgage, but then let them finance my 2 points. So I know what they need it for. So I'll maneuver it. Do I need to be a greedy pig? Not at all. If that person has a bill and they need to walk away with that 10,000, 15,000, I'm willing to cut it, but I'm not willing to be sold. So you have to know the product, but you also have to know the deal itself. That's the key to it. And if you don't have that, then you're just cutting your own throat.
Wow.
This is not, listen, there's bargain shopping, and no one negotiates at Mercedes, but they always negotiate at Kia.
I was just
That's
about
a
to
bar.
say that.
Wow, bars.
Yo, see that's a bar.
That's a bar.
Now, like that example you gave. Yo, like that example you gave, yo, that was crazy. That was a bar.
Hold on now, Jennifer. What do you agree, disagree? What's your point?
I totally agree. I get rate shopped all the time, right?
Yeah.
And the way I was taught, right? It's like you said, no one goes and bargains for a Mercedes, right?
Yep.
You walk up in there, that's what it is. You don't go into Louis or Gucci and say, "Oh, can I have this for so?" No, you're going to
Exactly.
pay for what you want. Now, we work in a service-driven business.
Yeah.
Our service, the years of experience, our knowledge cost money. I don't deal with rate shoppers at all. If I have someone come to me and say, "Hey, listen, this bank is giving me this rate," I say, "You know what? I am not the lender for you. You can go on your merry way." And then, you'll catch their bluff,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. I like that.
See, and you know what? Just to piggyback on, what both of you guys are saying. I never see a commercial on TV or even an ad for a Ferrari.
I wonder where you got that one from.
For Not you,
Wow.
not you, Stanley.
Wow.
For a Rolls Royce, like their clientele know where they're at.
Yeah.
They know how to get there, and they're not advertising because I mean, you see Honda and Kia commercials all the time. Guys, if you drive that, it's okay. What I'm speaking about is the big money at play and who big money players appeal to. They're not trying to appeal to everybody, but you guys have to have that same mentality, right? When you're pitching your product. See, I know from just listening to Stanley and Jose speak about the products that we have at Front Rock that a lot of the programs that we have are second to none. And that you're not going to get the rates, you're not going to get the LTV that we can go up to everywhere. So if you're here and you're buying from us, that's why you're going to pay the premium. We don't have to discuss anything else. And I think that's very key. Again, I specialize in business funding. So I know that when I go to certain lenders and I get the approval, nobody else can get that approval. So if I go to certain lenders and I block out other companies from even coming behind me and getting that same term, if I know I have an 18-month term and I have the highest dollar amount, I don't care what you're trying to tell me. I know I have the best deal. So I never really lower commission ever. Realistically, in my field, if I lower my commission, it's not really going to change their payment much, so it doesn't make sense. Mortgages, little different, but just like Jose said, it's about upholding your standard. Why are you buying from me? Just like Jennifer said, you want to go test the market, go ahead. You know what I mean? But
And it applies everywhere because it's and one thing about them, I think everyone right now on this table is your product, but also too you know how to
Correct.
dissect it, right? Just Stanley and I, when we discuss about training on the mortgage side is how do I disqualify you? Yeah, I'm not trying to qualify. I ask you qualifying questions, but to disqualify you to identify the problem so that we can then fix it before we submit you to whether it's a lender, an underwriter, a bank because now we've identified the problem. There's no hiccups down the line.
Correct.
There's nothing stopping us from reaching the goal, which is the finish line, getting something funded. On the business lending side, as that would mention, yes, knowing your product, but also too breaking it down. You want a 5-year program, a monthly payment, bank statements. Okay, we do something that a lot of companies do not. We do a soft credit pull on the client. Now I can understand and see exactly why. I can give you valid points as to why you're not getting a 680 plus credit score type of deal where it would be a business line of credit, right? Your utilization is too high. Your credit cards are maxed out. As a matter of fact, why don't we take something short term? Now, what we're doing is grabbing an auxiliary product to be able to pay off those credit cards, put you in a much better position to then take what you're looking for, make you bankable. Perfect example is that Stanley had a client today that we constantly go ahead and fund. We got her a mortgage. Daryl gave her a merchant cash advance.
two of them,
Two of them.
two of them.
And now we cleaned her up. Her credit score is in the 700s. Your personal utilization is 12%.
We cleaned up the credit for record.
Correct. We did clean up the credit, and now she was she had a business credit card. She obtained business credit cards. She obtained obviously a cash advance. But the problem was that
Hold on, for the record, we funded her over $300,000 for the record.
one client, right? One client. Let's clap that up.
Hey.
And got her a second home.
So, but now she came back and said, "Hey guys, listen, Chase, or I'm sorry, Chase. This was a bank, right? Chase. I have a credit card with. I have a limit of X. They actually allowed me to go over that limit.
No, don't give it X. Let's be detailed because
All right.
I've never heard this before.
It was a $50,000 credit card. She has a $50,000 credit card that we were able to get for her, work with her to obtain. She then said to us, "Hey, Chase allowed me to go to 80,000."
Wow.
That's crazy.
Now you have to look at this two different ways. One is she banks with Chase, so Chase knows how much money comes into your account.
Yep.
Right? And then what she does is she uses it, waits maybe a week, and then pays it off. Chase recognizes that her credit limit that she has right now should be increased. She hasn't called up, or I think maybe it's not within the 6-month term for them to increase that credit limit, but they gave it to her. So now she's looking to pay that off, which is fine. It's not a problem. Sometimes you need to be able to use another product to pay something off to put you in a much better position to be able to get bankable. So now we were exploring the option of doing a personal loan. The personal loan would go ahead and get her the money to be able to pay off the credit card that was over, right? Because she had a few cards that went over. Pay that off. We now turn it into a 5-year term. Your monthly payments are now lower than what they would be before. But once you pay that off and it reflects on your business credit, I can now go through and get you a business credit card. Because remember, a personal loan or a term loan on the personal side does not affect your utilization.
Correct.
So now your utilization is still the same. You have a 700 score. I can go back, get you $100,000 unsecured business line of credit because this lady does about $100,000 a month. But even regardless, I could do it with no documents, no bank statements, no tax returns. Her credit score is strong enough to be able to do that. So I'm going to get her a $100,000 business line of credit, pay off the personal loan so she doesn't have to wait 5 years because she said, wait, I'm trying to clean up my personal credit. I don't want anything to affect it. So now the game plan is to give her the money on the business side, pay off the personal loan, and now it goes back to the business, but now she already has $100,000 business line of credit to be able to use. Right.
Jose, you know what's so great about what you just said, and that's the beauty of our company, because that was actually our next segment, right? Like the importance of cross-selling other products without being pushy.
Correct.
Okay. Now, again, you're not really selling products. You're selling. You're solving problems before your client even asks, right? So what Jose just did is he laid the perfect roadmap for that particular client that we have funded over and over and over again. He laid the perfect roadmap.
You just went dark.
We didn't freeze because Sean
Sean Coleman, can you still hear us?
This is the bandwidth. This is what I was talking about the other day. We have so many people log in where it's just taking up that space, but we love it.
Stan, stop.
Man, you guys' internet is on tequila.
It is.
What's going on with that guy? Stop feeding that.
We do. There we go.
There we go.
Angie Martinez over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys heard me, but
Jenny from the block.
our second segment really was supposed to be about cross selling, and Jose absolutely just killed it, because you want to be able to offer other products to the client that's going to help build the full picture together, okay? Because we assume that when a client comes to us, they're coming to us because they're in need of many different things.
Correct.
You're just not going to know. Well, they don't know that we're a one-stop shop. They don't know that we do mortgages, credit repair. We do personal loans, short term. They don't know we do all that, but they will know if you ask the right questions.
Correct.
And you qualify them, and then you'll let them know what they will qualify for or they won't qualify for based on the preliminary information. Then you request docs. But Stanley, one of the things that I definitely wanted to ask you, and then we're gonna go to Jennifer. What's your go-to method for introducing new offers to not current clients, but past clients?
Good question.
What do you mean? I introduce a new offer.
Denied.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't understand the question?
Yeah. To a past client of mine, I give them an offer. What do you mean?
No, how do you introduce a new program? Let's say that let's say now, obviously, let's say you've been you funded a client, and now you notice that they have a 700 plus credit score. You notice they have financials, and they've been telling you, "Hey, listen, you know what? I have a business. It's doing well, but it can do better. I'm looking to grow." How would you make the cross sell? Basically, how would you make the transition over?
Not me.
It's always you, Stanley.
That's not me.
Hold on. I have a better way to frame it. A better way to frame this. Ready, Sam? Pay attention. Better way to frame this. You get someone a mortgage. Okay? But you also know that based on the mortgage that you got them, maybe a non-QM, that they have a business. Okay? How do you then present other programs to them other than a mortgage so that you can try to maximize the quality of that lead?
Isn't that what I just said?
It's not. See, but this is goes back to my original statement. If you present yourself as just a loan officer, that's all you'll be. If you're a specialist at what you do, no matter if you're on my side with investment or Jen's side with the primary homes, you're a financial advisor. So it isn't a hard sell because you're coming from a place of knowledge and knowing their pain points. It's the same concept. If you know if you know your significant other's having a bad day, you don't come in the house yelling. You know what she likes, if she what she like, what wine she wants to drink, what flowers she wants, what kind of music she wants, and you're like, baby, just sit there and let's talk about it, because that's what she needs. She might not know that's what she needs, but you've paid enough attention during the process and the time you've been together, so you could deliver what they need. It's the same dance every time. So when I have a client on the phone, and me and Jose were on, the client's panicking, text me 911, and I'm like, relax. And she's like, well, I know what you're going through already, because we've had these conversations. We knew we are going to come up against this, and I know what you need, so you don't have to start me.
You tell a female to relax?
Listen,
Oh boy,
no,
that's
no, no,
never
no.
worked for me.
Listen.
I lose every time I do that, bro. My goodness.
But but it's not in a masculine way. It's more in the sense of like, you know what? I got this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw sexy chocolate come out then.
Word. Stanley started talking a little closer to the mic. He said, "Yeah,
It's
know what she drinks."
and that's just what it is. No matter, but no. Once again, it doesn't matter if it's a pause before I say this, a male or female client,
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
pause from the beginning. It's really you knowing their clients, because during your process of funding a client through a mortgage, no matter if it takes 12 business days, 30 days, 45, you're gonna have those small talk conversations.
Yes.
You're gonna have those, oh, I work a lot of hours. Oh, my wife. Oh, my husband. I gotta pick up my kids. Oh, what you doing a cash out? What are you using it for? I'm renovating the house. Oh, you found a contractor? Oh, I'm paying off debt. What kind of debt do you have? Oh, I'm starting a business. So that small talk is just as important as the loan itself.
And on that deal, Stanley and I, we actually played a good cop, bad cop, right? In a sense, because he has that relationship with the client where I said, listen, why don't you present a personal loan? He's like, I did, but she didn't want to take it. I said, okay.
Coming from me, of
Let me,
course.
which is different, right? Sometimes you can tell someone something, but when someone else says it, they take it a different way. But also is understanding numbers don't lie, right? People do. So one strategy that I do a lot is, do me a favor, Bob, grab a pen and paper. Write this down with me in order for us to be able to do it. How much money are you expending on a monthly basis? Now, you don't want to take a 5-year loan because whatever the case may be. Now, let me show you exactly what that payment looks like over a 5-year term. Now I'm extending that out. Then it was like that wow factor. Wow, why am I even giving pushback? Because I'm able to cut that payment into whether it's I think it was less than half. I think it was a third. So now it's like, okay, let's do it. What do we have to do? But that's one of the biggest things. Now, Jennifer, I know you also run teams. You do training. You're very well versed in the space.
How would you educate your client to deal with something like that?
Yes.
I mean, look, it kind of goes back to the conversation on the service, and how we're not gonna negotiate our fee, right?
Yes.
So if we're charging for something, we are gonna give the best service. And what does service come in? It's like what Stanley said. You have to pay attention to the client's needs, the details about what's going on in their life. Why do they need the money? Their lifestyle, like. That's why I call myself the holistic lender, because I look at everyone's full. But it's true. You have to look at someone's full financial photo in order to be that, like Stanley said, financial advisor, gain their trust and all that stuff. So it definitely it really just trickles down to educating them and paying attention to their needs and wants.
I want to piggyback off that question, Jose, for Jennifer. So, Jennifer, really quick, how do you build? Because I hear these guys on the phone all day, so I know how they do this. How do you build trust with not your current clients? Because that's already fucking done, right? How do you build trust with someone that is new to doing business with you, that is shopping around, but you want to earn their business? How do you what is just a couple of things that you do to earn their trust?
Um, Always meet in person.
Mm.
Energy does not lie at all.
Okay,
like that.
nice.
Always meet in person. Come into my office. Let them see the space that you're working out of. Let them see the type of person you are, right? It all goes back to that first impression. It's like a first date, right?
Yeah.
You're going to wear your best outfit. You're going to be super sweet. Then once you get her to be your girlfriend, now,
Now you wear sweats.
But yeah, no, I'm very, very big on that. Come in, let's talk. Let me see everything. And you know what? They'll smell the BS.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Body when you meet with clients in person, lots of cues that people pick up are always nonverbal.
Yes.
Not
Lots
it's,
of
Yeah.
mints too, breath
yeah,
mints.
that's
There you
right,
go.
Sean. No, but it's about being dressed sharp as attacked.
Mhm.
You have to be a professional. I mean, your office has to look mint,
Correct.
and you have to know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And also, just like Jennifer said, a lot of people don't even really want to meet in person. So, like, if we're gonna do business with somebody local, hey, Jose and Stanley do this all the time. Come to the office. Come check us out. Check out the operation. And I don't want to ever say 10 out of 10 because nothing's for certain, but I can really confidently say 10 out of 10 people that have come into this office and seen the environment, and then these guys tell them all the products that we have. 10 out of 10 times they've done business
Well,
with us.
just seeing the office in general. It's not a boiler room.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
nothing.
they
at
love
all.
they love the
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
You know, but nowadays also, right now, let me just go back to what you were saying.
Yes.
You will get that client that does not want to come in.
Yeah.
Just, so what I do in that situation, hey, let's hop on a Zoom. Let's hop on a WhatsApp
Yes.
video.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you need to see my face.
Oh, Jenny, you're just like, you have to see my face.
I was
Oh,
of course, of course, and that's no, but it's still
connection.
recording. No, I think it's still live, right? You're still recording, right?
We're good. Okay.
So you know what? One of the things also too, and you're right, Jennifer. I was just gonna say that is Zoom,
Mhm.
right? Let's get on Zoom because they want to see. Number one, it's first impressions,
Yeah.
right? I look at you, I already build within the first 2 seconds. I'm already building a profile of what you do, who you are, how you are, etc., based on how do you dress, based on how you smell, based on just different key points that you don't even have to open up your mouth.
Yeah.
It's just you just look at and be like, wow, okay, you're this, and that, and I can take you serious,
Correct.
right? It's like if you look at an attorney that comes into a court, well dressed.
You're like, all right, I think I'm all right.
I'm all right. The guy looks good. The guy looks good. It's not, it was like a meme I think Daryl showed me today.
Don't even say it, Jose. Do not even say it. All I know is this: if your attorney comes in and he has a suit off the rack, you are going to jail, dude. If it's not tailored, you are going
Yes.
to fucking jail.
Yes. Now that's one of the things. I mean,
camera's not on.
it is. But one of the things that I tell everyone is that there's a new broker model. Right now, we're consultants. We're not closers. We're consultants. We're consulting them from, how's it's building that relationship, building that rapport. You become a consultant because before everyone thinks of a car salesman as a car salesman, right? Shoving a deal down their throat. You got to take this, etc. Kind of like Wolf of Wall Street. But now it's breaking down barriers because information is accessible to everyone on their phone in the palm of their hands.
I was just about to
So
go
they
there.
can go ahead and call your BS and say, you know what, you're lying, you're not lying, etc. They can call you on the BS if you are lying or making it up.
Yeah, but I disagree with that.
Hold on. Oh, all right. I'll let you finish. I think.
Yo, Stanley, please let me finish.
Mm.
All right,
Diddy.
I have to disagree with that
Disagree with what?
because I don't think that every broker is a damn consultant. Because you can't consult me if you don't have the products, right?
But I can console you.
Wrong.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Here's my point. Then we'll go down. Listen,
Tequila is hitting. The tequila is hitting.
listen. I feel like this: if you don't have the programs,
Right.
you can't offer other products that you can't give them, right? So I feel like we can be consultants here because we have about 15 different programs that we can go ahead and pivot to. If you were in some of these, if you were just at a mortgage company, just a mortgage company, you can never refer them over to 0%. You can never refer them over to business funding because you don't have that program.
Hold on. I have to disagree with you.
She disagreed first, so who's gonna?
Oh, ladies, take the floor, please.
Yeah, so like, in the beginning of this, I did say, right, you become that person, that go-to, the one for the advice, the one, oh hey Jen, do you know anyone that could, get me homeowners insurance? Do you know anyone that I can do a personal loan with, right?
Right.
Like that's being a consultant because you're consoling them. You're pretty much
Okay.
you're guiding them and you're explaining to them, hey, listen, I might not have this product. I might not be able to assist you with this.
Guys.
But here's my boy that has these products. He's extremely knowledgeable. It's like you're talking to me. So
Gotcha.
so So and I understand what you're saying as a consultant on the per
Because we
se
because we can
product.
do it
Yeah,
ourselves.
correct.
But you are right.
But
You are
yeah,
right.
but
You are
but
right.
you still become that point of contact, even if it like, being a lender, the word finance, someone might ask you about crypto. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
Okay.
you become that person, that consultant person.
Because just because you can't personally do the deal doesn't mean that you're not a consultant because you're still telling them what to do to get it done. I agree. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
And piggybacking off of that, right? There's a saying. A lot of people say to be a millionaire, you have to have seven forms of revenue, right?
Mhm.
But the problem with the way Daryl's phrasing it is, you'll see a person that is a great mechanic, right? And because he makes great food for his family, he'll automatically open a restaurant and lose all his money because it's so far from what he's really good at that he's like, oh, I can make pizza, I'm great, but doesn't know how to handle his books, doesn't know how to handle ordering
Yeah.
ingredients, and they fail every time. And you'll go, oh, you just suck at that? Like, no, but I have a multi-million-dollar auto body shop. I just sucked at this business.
Wait, Stan, isn't that the commercial for QuickBooks?
Not at all.
It literally is.
No, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. Right. So, but this is the other avenue, right? And I employ this to the community. Go vertical, and this is what I mean. A person becomes a mechanic. Okay, you're a great mechanic and you work for someone else. Open your own shop. Still vertical. If you're someone that does a lot of brakes, become a brake distributor. If you do a lot of time belts, become a time belt distributor. So when we're talking about finance, if you limit yourself to just a loan officer, shame on you. Do not let anyone tell you that being a finance, when it comes to finance, you're limited to that avenue. Just like Jen was saying, if I know every mortgage I do needs insurance, you better believe I will have a State Farm, a Nationwide, a Geico insurance agent in my pocket. Trust me. If I know a lot of homes people are buying are old and they need work done, guess what? I'm going to know a contractor for you. If it's 2 or 3K for a primary, I'm going to know a licensed contractor. It's my job to do that. You can't automatically think someone's going to come back to you just to do it. Who are you? There's competition. This is gladiator school, ladies and gentlemen. I have to add more value. Like I've made before, you have a Kia and Mercedes Benz, and I'm not knocking anybody. But do you really need that damn light going across the dashboard of Mercedes? No, but they give it to you. They were one of the first cars to have TV screens for odometers. Do you need that? No, but they gave it to you because you didn't know you needed it till they gave it to you. That's what me and Jen do. We give you what you need before you need it, so you never go without.
It's like the iPhone. You didn't know you needed it. Your
Call
phone.
me Steve Jobs, right? But that's how you have to take it. And this is what we always talk about on Tequila Thursday. Is this a hobby? Or do you want to be a professional and change your life?
Yeah.
I come in here, and when my guys aren't working, I get pissed off. We had a meeting a couple months ago. We went to a convention, and I'm like, hold on. Next year, I need to bring my whole team, ball out like I'm crazy, and not even think about the price. And it's not being cocky. It's because we're that good. I know I could walk in a room and no one's going to give me a rebuttal that I can't answer. No one's going to give me a problem I can't solve. And if you give me a problem I can't solve, you better believe no one in that room can solve it. That's how dedicated you have to be to your craft. No matter if it's MCA, traditional, residential primary home mortgages, if you're doing investment properties, if you come and you're saying, oh, I don't know, that's shame on you. You have podcasts like these, you have YouTube, you have ChatGPT, now you have Grok. What excuse do you have not to be able to answer a client's question?
Agree.
That shows me you don't care.
You have to put in the time. And one thing that I'll give credit when credit is due. One thing Stanley does say, because he does say a couple of things here and there that make sense, and I'm like, okay,
Here and there, here and there,
here and there.
here and there.
You know what? And when we train someone, or when someone comes to him about fix and flips, right? He's like, okay, what do you know about it? Oh, I don't know anything. Okay, so are you serious? We had a conversation a couple of days ago because my younger brother had no idea. He's he does not do anything in the finance industry. He does crypto here and there, etc. But then I had a conversation with him about fix and flips. He's like, yo, one of my goals this year is to do a fix and flip. I want to put my money into a fix and flip. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking my little brother doesn't know anything. Okay, no problem. So tell me, what are you looking to do? He started just throwing out, the ARV, this and that. I started calling up companies. The company told me this is the rate, this is my credit. I want to do light rehab. I want to do this, that, the third. And I'm like, wait, hold on. How did you even do this? He's like, well, the internet is there. All
Yup,
I gotta
that's
just
my
go.
guy.
I just gotta go and look it up. He's like, you know what? And it was just interesting because Stanley's right. If you are looking for a product, you have, whether it's the internet, you have your phone. It's not just for TikTok. It's not just for Facebook. It's not just for, I don't know what, Instagram, right? So just look up. Information is in the palm of your hands. Look it up. Become knowledgeable.
This
Anything
generation
you're gonna
has
do,
everything.
you do. I wish I had this before when I was younger.
They have
But now,
on YouTube. They have YouTube University.
yeah,
If I wanted
yes,
to, I could change my own brakes, ladies and gentlemen.
yep,
Like, what excuse do you have? And that, mind you, this isn't supposed to be negative or something,
no,
but you have Jen blazing trails as a
yeah,
female, a Hispanic female in her field, dominating. Mind you,
mm-hmm,
just to make this clear, she's not a loan officer. She runs her own team.
correct.
Meaning people answer to her. You understand in this thing? That's not easy. Give a round of applause for that. Give a round of applause. Give a round of. You got to give respect where respect is due. But she's earned it. No one gave it to her.
Yeah.
When she took those classes, she learned it. When a client said, "I need this," she didn't sit there and go, "Oh, I'll find out." She went and asked whoever,
Yeah.
"Who do I talk to in operations? How do I get?" If you know what an exception is, get an exception. So I can clarify. An exception is when a loan or a loan criteria doesn't match the standard guidelines. There's something called exceptions where you could say, okay, well, they don't have this, but if they provide this, we'll accept it. They don't have this, but if you have this, accept it. Those aren't automatic. There's two ways you get it. Either they allow it, or you built such a rapport with your office and you're so skilled with management goes, if you believe it, I believe it.
Correct.
That takes time. That's professional currency we're spending with our clients. Now, if management doesn't think you're that professional, if management doesn't think you're a specialist, they're not going to give your client that exception because they'll just go, nope, it's against our guidelines. We're not accepting it. Jen does that. Trust me, she runs a team not because she's just a fly by night person. It's because she has a professional currency where she can go in and fight for her clients and get it done. That's how you build the pipeline because they know you can't get it done anywhere else.
Now, Stan, do you think, or Jennifer, do you think that also plays in mindset?
100%. I feel that when you have a mindset that you're determined to reach your goals, right? And I'm not talking monetary goals, I'm talking about goals on the type of professional you want to be in, regardless what industry you're in. You have that level of determination and you give it your all. That's how I am. I'll give it my all. Like you have to say no to me 17,000 times before I get it.
I love that. I love that.
And and I do manage a team and I do have loan officers that I coach and they come to me with problems all the time and I see the difference between them, right? That one loan officer that says, "Oh, hey, I have a problem. Can you solve it?" Or, "Hey, I have a problem. How do we solve this?"
Nice.
Yup,
That's
yup.
exactly, that's the right question.
And the one that says, "How can we solve this?" They're learning, they're paying attention, and that's the
We.
one I'm going to put that effort in and say, "Hey, listen, this is why it's this way. That's what you got to do. This is what you got to say. Look at the guideline." I cannot tell you how much even till this day with the amount of experience that I have how many times I look at the guidelines because they're constantly changing and that also ties into service. If you don't know your stuff,
Yep.
a client will smell it right off of you.
Yep.
And listen, 9 out of 10 times, even if your rate is higher, they'll go with you
Yup.
because they know you know what
You
you're
know your
doing.
Exactly.
Now, that's the perfect type of staff member, employee, whatever you would want to call them. Now, how do you handle
Team member.
team member?
Team member.
Team member. How do you handle the team member that is not a team player? How do you handle, Jen? Because just to get a different perspective, the one that hey, I can do it all. Hey, your process may not be this, that, and the third. Sometimes called toxic. You okay?
Yeah, you all right? I'm having flash PTSD right now. I'm having flashbacks.
Oh,
I'm
so
PTSD.
Jen, looking from a different perspective, how do you handle that? Because obviously you run a team that a significant amount of people. How do you handle that?
So, it's funny you asked me this because literally about 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with one of my loan officers. And
You
I
know who you
feel
are.
Yes.
You know who you are.
dun dun dun. And I pretty and listen, they're all men. So I'm a woman in charge of all these young men, and it comes with a lot of
Go ahead.
that macho, like I whatever, and I'm
Right.
like, hey, listen, boy, sit down. I pretty much, you have to warn them. You have to call them out on their stuff.
Yep.
Like, hey, listen, this is what I see. This is what I expect of you. And this is what I want, right? So I pretty much told him, listen, I don't want somebody that is doing what you're doing on my side. Like straight up. Like, you got to rip the band-aid off.
Rip.
And it's either they like what you say and they respect it and they, you know what, let me make the change. Let me prove myself to you now. Or they're, F her, I'm out. I'll go work for somebody else.
Yeah,
That bad.
Now,
You know.
now let me ask you a question. Stanley, you seem to have you okay?
I'm having PTSD
Okay,
right
so
now. I
Yeah,
can't-
you're ad libbing like we're in a Little Wayne video, like like a Migos video. What the hell's going on?
So Stanley, do you want to add to what she's saying? Or you want to you just listen? Like I said, getting a different perspective always helps out. Right?
It is, and someone's. I respect Jen's opinion utmost.
What do you do with uppity team members?
It's
Stanley?
not. It's, I won't say uppity. What happens is there has to come a point where if you know your position, you play your position, right? You don't work under someone if you think you know more than them. There's a fine line between respect and disrespect, right? So when I know when I worked under someone, I knew the most valuable thing I could do is shut up and listen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because a client could talk to me, and the reason I work for someone because they're going to see something I don't see,
Right.
and I compare it always to a relationship. Me personally, never date someone that is just like you. You have to. I'm a person that you're with someone that's better in certain areas than you are. If I can't cook, the person I'm with cooks. You know what I mean? If I'm not the compassionate one where I have a short temper, the person I'm with's like, yo, babe, I got this. Let me handle this. And that's how you see the balance happen, right? That's how it is because you're working with someone so close for 8-9 hours, and you're taking almost like a mentorship. If you're not gonna sit there and listen, why be under that person?
Yep.
And then say you respect them? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's and mind you, I'm first person to say I'm not smarter than you. I'm not better than you. I just started before you, and I've experienced this more than you, so I got the answer before you. That's it.
Yeah.
The best compliment I could ever have is, yo, you see I gotta work for you? Yo, look how dope he's doing right now. You know what I mean? I know a lot of great salesmen that people that work for them.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't know you were doing something. Right?
You froze the computer.
No, I just froze. I thought you were saying something.
Stanley's buffering right now. He's buffering. We know the camera messed up
Right?
before. Stanley's currently
Yeah,
buffering
right?
in real time.
So
in real time.
it always
Can
starts.
handle Stanley.
It always starts like you have a person that's like, "What's an interest rate? What's a mortgage?" And next minute, a problem comes to me, and I'm like, "I don't even know how to solve it." And then the person that once I taught goes, "Oh no, I can solve that problem. I got that." Okay,
Right.
now we graduate to a point of you're not under me. We're peers.
Correct.
That's the best compliment where I'm like, yo, I can't handle that. Yo, go to so and so. He got it. Go to so and so. He got it. That's the best compliment you could have and the best training you could have. And what happens is then you start seeing that person create a pipeline. Then you see that person closing, hitting numbers. And then you sit back and go, you know what? That's the person that listened. That's the person when I have problems, I go, yo, bro, like, can you help me with this deal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it comes from a point of you have to, even though you know you can do it. Because let's be real, all of us could talk, read a script, go over numbers, but there's things that you just get from experience. No matter if you're doing business lending, no matter if you're doing no doc, no matter if you're doing loans, there's certain things. Even like we talk about cutting out points, experiences tells you when to cut it or not.
Correct.
There's no handbook for that.
Yeah.
No. No, I disagree because what you just said is kind of downplaying like the people that are good at what they do. Because you said everybody could just read over numbers. Right? Not every fucking body can read over numbers and go over scripts. That's why not everybody's a
Wait,
salesperson.
No.
gotta let me know when
Hold
you
on.
curse like a
Reading it. Hold on. Listen what I'm saying.
Right.
Anybody could read a script, but just like sales, no voice fluctuation, compassion.
I know, but
when
you
to
said
pause. Reading
everybody.
could read it. Yes, reading is fundamental in America. If you can't read, leave the country.
Well,
I'm just saying.
well,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back on track. All right, quick question. Just
no. Hold on. No. Seriously, I need because some of the things that we say up here sometimes
Words
is
matter.
because we're so good at what we do. We kind of downplay what we do as if everybody can do it. Not fucking everybody can do what we do. Not
Okay.
everybody can read a script.
Okay, I'll take that
Because
perspective.
you have to take it. Not
Oh no, the law says I don't.
not everybody can read, and you know what Stanley said is right. Not everybody can read the same. Not everybody can read the same words on the paper and have the same voice fluctuation. Not everybody can go over the same numbers and present it to you the same way. So we have to stop downplaying our expertise just because it's easy to us.
Oh no. Maybe you took it wrong. Not downplaying. I think Jennifer would agree with me because I'm assuming, and I
Don't throw her in. Don't throw
No.
Oh man,
Let me.
I gotta find them. I gotta find
No.
them.
Find the soundbite, Jose.
No,
I'm the wrong one.
what is going on? I'm saying because when I first, I know. Wait.
That's the flex night.
When I first entered the industry, I'm Haitian, so when I first entered the industry, I dealt with a lot of people from Haiti, a lot of minorities, right?
Yeah.
And it isn't just reading, just reading off a script. It comes to a point of when someone talks to you and they know you mean what you say what you mean.
Because you believe
Right?
in your product.
Yeah, but it isn't just. It can't be just monetary. This is what I'm saying, and I tell everybody, we make a disgusting amount of money if you put the work in, right? But it has to be your shit, and that's why I say financial advisor. Because let's be you sell an MCA, right?
Yes.
You want the person to stay open. You're not selling to for them to fail.
Of course.
So just like Jose says, oh, you want 100,000, but what do you need the money for? What do you need right now? The reason that's so important isn't just for the sales. You're being a financial advisor. If the guy wants to renovate a whole pizzeria for 150,000, but he just needs a new stove,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, here, take 10, make some money with the stove. You need to do the bathroom. I'll give you another 20, and I'll give you another same concept.
Yeah, but I disagree with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you can't change who someone is. So if someone comes to you and they need 50K and you say, no, just take 10 now, they're going to get that fucking 40 from somebody else.
No,
No.
depend. No, go ahead,
No.
Jennifer. Go ahead.
Jen.
It depends
There you
on the
go.
level of respect they have for you based on your knowledge, and that goes back to you being
Bars.
a
Tell him.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Specialist.
that goes back to being a consultant. You don't understand how many times I've had a client that wants to cash out X amount of money, and I'm like, why? Oh, just to have it there just in case. I'm like, no. You're gonna be paying interest for no reason.
Correct.
You
See?
And then that goes back to the respect and the trust that they have in you. That's why it's so important to not just close a deal and go your merry way. You got to make sure you nurture that relationship.
Correct. See?
Yes.
And and
That's a manual clap. It's not
Wow, manual?
even- That's a manual clap.
Manual clap in like 10 episodes. That was great. That was great.
Manual clap unlocked.
some pointers, right? For you guys that are looking on how to nourish those relationships and keep them alive, right? It's basic stuff. Remembering someone's birthday, knowing about them, if they have kids, what are their likes, what are this and the third, even a quick little like on Facebook or a share
Yep.
on a post.
Yep.
Like we are a part of a society that everything is online now, and it's so easy just to stay in contact and being in front of someone's face and just showing them that you care,
Yep.
because people will never forget how
Yeah.
you made them feel. They don't care about your low interest rate and no points. They care about how you made them feel.
Yep.
Yep. I love
And that's
that.
what
I
you know.
love
What
that.
Jennifer? I'm glad you say that
That
because
was
one of
fire.
one of the things that we push everyone. I mean, everyone that joins the community gets access to a CRM, which it's insane. The CRM yesterday we did AI training. I still can't believe the number of people that join our community that are paying for this but don't take advantage of a CRM. So you see what she said? if on your birthday I texted you, hey, listen, hey, what's going on? Happy birthday. It stands out. The CRM does that for you.
Yeah.
You understand? Everything that everyone is saying does it for you. So understand this. Everything that we tell you, all the knowledge that we try to throw at you is because we've tested it already. We know what works. We're giving you a shortcut to be able to be successful. And just you have to figure out your why, right? And that's what Stanley was talking about before. I can give you all the tools in the world, but you have to figure out what motivates you, the why, as to, like Daryl said before, what we do is not easy. We can't downplay it. It's an emotional roller coaster.
Yep.
It goes up and down because you can have a deal right now. Everything looks nice. When in mortgages, the appraisal comes back, it looks great. It's $1 million deal. You're making 4 points, let's say 3 points, whatever amount of points you want. But then all of a sudden, title comes back. What happens? Can't do it because the guy has an SBA that has to pay off, or with the proceeds, or anything, right? In general, it's just it's an emotional roller coaster. But the highs are high, the lows, trust me, they are very low. That's why we have Tequila Thursday, not Thirsty Thursdays. But it's just understanding that. So just getting on that is, I guess, Jen, start off with Jen and work our way down. Jen, what is your why? Why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through this emotional roller coaster on a day to day? What pushes you every day?
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, because Jen, don't. All right, I'm not taking you away. I just, our screen just came back up, so I just want to read a couple of the comments, and I see Sean has his hand raised.
Go ahead, Sean.
Jen, and then we're gonna get you, Jen. All right,
I get jealous.
all
I get
right,
jealous.
all right. Debbie,
I like to show and love to your clients. I usually randomly text them, "I like you," and they're like, "Who is this?"
that's a new one.
I like you. I like you.
It's your friend. It's your friendly broker. Don't you like me?
Oh my God. We love you.
That's actually a pretty interesting way to break the ice, right?
Wow, there you go.
That's kind of sick. Really quick, Sean, I do want to get back to that. Let me just read this. Miss Debbie Verdun Jones said, I like the word consultant. Yeah, that was a while ago. Sorry, guys, just trying to catch up with comments. Sean said, personal consultant, CPA. I love that. Network with other industries. Add them to your departments. That's a fact, Sean. You always have to be able to cross-sell. Josh Breen said, Stan just quotes commercials. Josh, yeah, you are right. Stan, I don't know what.
I don't know what.
Oh my
Someone
god.
AARP commercials. Stan
Oh
just
my
rambled.
god.
All right. Who else we got? Kevin Williams. LBL. Everyone can't do it.
Yep.
They can't. And again, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, who is the GOAT.
What?
These guys,
Oh,
these
bro.
guys make basketball look easy. Like, you think you could go to 9 finals in a row, you think that it's easy, right? And then we look and we see that it's not really that easy. So you can never, and I can never let anybody downplay what we do as easy, because everybody can't do it. There's some people that get an hourly wage that
Respectable.
It's still very important.
Respectable.
It's still very important, but an hourly wage is something that's certain. Well, we do nothing's certain.
No.
We only eat what we kill, right? And that is the analogy that you have to use in sales, because you can only make as much money as you really strive to make. You have to be an expert at your craft. You have to do things like what Jen says she does. She became an expert. Now she's running a team. She's able to relay that message, and she's able to feed everybody else because they want it. That's something that you have to possess when you're in sales. So that's why I can never let these guys just try to. And I know they don't do it on purpose. They're speaking. They're being politically correct. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not on the phones cold calling all day because we like to do it. We like what it will turn into if we are good at what we do. That's why we practice the scripts. That's why we practice the voice inflection. So please, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there, whoever's watching, never let anybody ever downplay what you do and make it seem like it's easy. Because again, if you're a plumber and you show up to a job and you're there for 3 minutes and they have to pay you $6,000, a lot of people think that it's $3,000 a minute. And that is what it is, but you're paying me for my 20 years of expertise.
Yep.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You're not just paying me for the time that I'm here. I don't get paid on time. I'm here to perform a service. You're going to pay me for it.
20 years.
So that's just,
Would you start when you were 11?
So that's just why that's just what I want to say.
on,
Go ahead.
on that note, let's obviously we're cutting it short. So let's just do this. Final thoughts, but I also want to know what's your why behind your why, because today you're experiencing entrepreneurs, right? Jennifer has her own team. She does it on day, like she said. It's a team of men, and trust me, it's very difficult. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
And
As a
because
female, yeah.
For a woman in finance.
right. But you have to respect that, because she is able to go ahead and go hand in hand with the best of them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't scare her that it's a male, female, whatever the case may be. She has an agenda. She has a reason, and she has
Goals.
a why. So Jennifer, I want to understand, what is your why? What makes you and drives you on a day to day, and then your final thoughts.
I want, well, first and foremost, my son. He's the reason for me, right? Like
Right.
he's the reason why I breathe, I feel sometimes. And also my family. I want my family to be like, my mother was a very hard worker and she built her empire, and I want to, pretty much, be that second, right, to her, right? So yeah, pretty much, that's really my why. It's my son and my family.
Okay.
Love that.
Nice, Daryl.
Uh, I said this before, but similar to what Jen said, but I don't want to just say exactly what she said. Realistically, this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Money is one of the most important resources you can have on the planet, right? With money, people say money is the root of all evil, but money really buys you options. Okay, somebody in your family has cancer, you have $5 in your pocket, they're not gonna get the best cancer doctors, right? Not to get dark, but that's just it.
You are dark.
Money buys you resources. The people that tell you that money's the root of all evil have all the fucking money in the world. They just don't want you to have it. They don't want you to chase it, right? We're gonna get it. We're gonna get to the bag, as the kids say it. We're gonna get to the bag, but it with us all of us are in this industry because we want to be able to help people, but also put money in our pockets while doing it. It's a win-win. We are gonna consult you to making the best financial decisions as a business owner, as a homeowner that you could possibly make, and you're gonna fucking pay us for it. And that's it. It's a very clear-cut line, and you're gonna pay us for our expertise. Now it's our job to become experts. That's our job, to become experts and be able to convey the message to you the best way that we can. You are 100% gonna pay me for my efforts, and just my final thought, just from the whole podcast, my first podcast back, which again I'm glad that I'm back. Um, again, ladies and gentlemen,
Sounds like a thesis.
if you're
It's a final thought.
I don't even know what that word is, but
Thesis.
and Stanley definitely can't spell it right now, right? But listen, if you don't
Buffering.
if you don't love what you're doing right now, then stop doing it. Okay? If you don't have the passion to pound the phones, to speak to people, to really try to learn more, then just stop doing it, because you're never going to make the money that you want to make. Just go do something else that's going to pay you for your time and not your expertise. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But don't waste time in an industry that's going to pay you for your expertise and not fucking become an expert.
Yeah.
Because you are just wasting you and your family's time
Mhm.
when you could be doing something else. If you're not making the money that you want to make, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
If you are not driving the car that you want to drive, pick up the phone. If you're not living in the house that you want to live in, pick up the phone. If you're not dating the type of woman that you want to date and that you're attractive to,
Swipe left.
Pick up the phone.
you can swipe left on certain apps, but pick up the
Pick up
phone.
the phone.
And listen, it's as simple as that. But if you pick up the phone, you better fucking be ready to answer the questions that's going to come from the
Yes.
other end.
Yep.
Because if you're not the expert, you might as well be doing something else.
I love that. Thank you. Stanley, we're gonna go to you.
Me? One thing I've always said is when I'm in this community, I'm gonna be honest, right? Raw. And they ask me what my why is, right? I'm selfish.
Damn.
Let's be honest here. When someone says I do it for my kids, you're not doing it for all kids, it's mine. I don't give a shit about yours. Let's be honest.
Ouch.
Think about it for a second. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Let's go.
You know how much private school costs?
Exactly. Let's be real. I just paid for a $400 bat for an annoying 10-year-old. That's my son. I bought it because I want him to hit harder than everybody else because I'm selfish. He just wants to play with his kids. I want him to win. When someone says, you know what, I want to feed the kids, guess what? There's someone they want to impress. They're selfish. I admit it. I like sleeping on Egyptian cotton. I'm selfish. I like having heated seats and massages in my car. I'm selfish. I'm okay with that. Selfish is expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to tell you. I go in my tub. I want bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles.
Call it what you want.
You are definitely
listen,
a bubble bath type of
listen.
dude, Stanley. 100%.
Listen, community, let's be honest here. And I learned this from a while from when I first got into sales. What is the difference from a digital citizen watch and a Rolex? Status. They both tell you time. They both keep ticking. Same thing between a Kia, Mercedes-Benz. They get you from point A to point B. Difference is I get laid quicker pulling up in a Mercedes than I am in a Kia. That's it. Listen.
Whoa, can we had a meltdown.
Those are his final thoughts.
No, but listen. But this is the point.
Sean Combs, what are you driving?
Oh, yo, follow me, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, and that's why they always have the phrase of new money. Everyone's heard about it, right? Because then you get experience doors that you never knew existed or automatically opened. And it doesn't have to be some derogatory or, like I say, picking up women. It's not that. But you have kids and you're like, yeah, they can go to public school. Do you think they care if they went to private school or not? No. You get the money for access for yourself because your kid. You're not paying for all the neighborhood. Let's be honest here. When you go shopping, you can go to Walmart, which is a great store. But then why was Polo invented? Louis Vuitton, Fendi. Why are certain things, certain stores you go to with a garden? Where sometimes, I don't know if you know, Saks Fifth Avenue, there's areas where you have a concierge where you tell them you're coming to shop and they bring you in a private room, have a private collection.
Private shopper.
Private shopper. That's selfish. I can go with everybody else, but they don't serve champagne with everyone else. I gotta be in a private room, but you have to make that kind of money. But this is the flip side. This is the flip side of being selfish. During football games, I pick up my phone. I'm at a picnic with my family. I pick up the phone. I'm with my girl. We're watching Notebook or whatever. I pick up my phone.
My wife.
You know what I'm saying? So you're paying for that hourly service. Trust me. You call. Think about it. What's different when someone gets in a car accident, a doctor's home, they call him in. He runs to the hospital, save your life. Do you care about the bill? You care about the service.
Yep.
I give my clients 24/7 access to me. That's what you're paying for. Because this is what I do. I live and breathe. And I tell my guys all day long, I'm like, if you don't want to work hard, go get a job at Walmart. They give benefits. They have health insurance. They give you discounts on stuff.
I hand out employment packages.
Yeah.
So you guys know.
I tell people all day long, the average person, no disrespect, they clock out, they go home, they might have a beer, kiss their kids. Yo, babe, what are we doing for when we get that 1-2 week vacation a year? I say, fuck that. I leave here, we jump on a plane, go to Miami for the weekend, and fly back Monday morning and do it all over again. That's why you do this here.
Yes.
You don't do this to live like everyone else. When I want seafood, I take a plane to Maine or I drive, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to have seafood for dinner. Understand something, ladies and gentlemen. That's different. I don't go to Red Lobster. I want lobster, I'm going to Maine. I'm wanting fresh out the water, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? That's the life I want for you. You heard Daryl talk about LeBron James. A lot of us, and during my era, I've never went to a Bulls game and seen Jordan. I've never had the luxury. I didn't even go to the nosebleed seats. I'll tell you now, my son will touch the wood floor during a LeBron season because I'm selfish. I want my son to remember me as that dad. And every dad can say whatever, but it's honest. Be honest with yourself. Ladies, you can wear Walmart slippers or Tory Burches. They both cover your feet.
I thought Tory Burch.
Burches, she got a cousin. She got cousins.
We're gonna do this, and we're gonna go with Mike.
Can I?
Hold on.
No.
Thoughts already.
Can I summarize Stanley shit?
This was
Don't ever work at Walmart. Your lobster is only red from Maine. What else did Stanley say? Don't ever drive a Kia.
Why you be so negative?
Stanley's trying to kill any brand deal we can possibly. Fuck everybody else. It's us.
No, I'm glad he said nothing about tequila.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, no.
Christ.
Only if I fly to Mexico and drink it.
All right.
Out of an agave plant.
Hey, Jose, take us out. Take us out,
That's
Jose.
it. So
Oh
just
my god.
what's my why? My why. I mean, listen. Stanley isn't
To become a citizen.
Stanley is not. Stanley is not 100% wrong, where he says it becomes selfish. I mean, listen. For me, yes, I do it for my family. I do it to provide. But really, it does
Only
become a
his
selfish. It does become a selfish topic where I do it because I want to be remembered. Right? It's easy for me to just become a salesman by myself. It's easy for me to just sit in this room and close deals on my own. All the entrepreneurs out there that you're the first one in, last one out. You have to be a psychiatrist because you have to put up with everyone's drama, everyone's if they don't feel well, how other people now just say, hey, listen, but you let this person do this because of this, and the third. Unfortunately, it's the role that we chose. I do it because I want to be remembered. What am I here for? Right? When I die, and I don't want to turn it, like you said before, negative or dark, but when I'm gone, how am I going to be remembered? One thing that I do all the time, because sales is difficult, when I just want to give up, or you know what, why do I do this? It's why am I coming home late, putting up with the stress? Why when I do this, how much time do I have? I want you to do me a favor. Figure out how much time do you have. The average person lives to be 70 years old.
Whoa.
I am 41 years old.
Damn.
Whoa.
Okay? I'm only going to experience 29 more summers,
No more Castellanos.
29 more winters. 29.
Nice.
What am I doing?
Shit.
What am I doing with my time? You know what?
How am I older than you?
You are. But you know what? What am I doing with my time to be able to make it happen? Right?
Shit.
It's you know what? Why am I going to go out in the club? What am I celebrating? Right? What am I doing? It's
Yeah.
just like I tell everyone. You know what? Why go to the local bars? You know the sales guys. Joe. I don't mean to throw you in the bus, but I had a conversation with Joe. Joe, why do you still want to go to the same local bars?
Fuck yeah.
As a
Shout out
matter
to
of
Joey
fact-
G.
As a matter of fact, Joe, why don't we do this? Let's just work Monday through Friday. No distractions. Forget about your friends. You will be lonely. You will be lonely. Hold on.
Fuck
You
'em.
will be lonely because your friends that don't have the same mindset are going to tell you think you're better than me. That's why you don't want to hang out with them. I know because I experienced it.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is that now you're going to have also family members. Hey, Joe, what are you doing? Why? You don't want to hang out with us, this and this? No.
Fuck 'em.
Because you would rather be 100%. You would rather be 100% Monday through Friday as opposed to just being 70% or anything less. Right? Whenever you do anything, do it 100%. Athletes, right? Kobe Bryant, same thing. Show up at the gym, first one in, last one out. Even after everyone left, they would still go ahead. He would still go ahead and still shoot jump shots, free throws, this, that, and the third. It's the same exact thing. So, my final thoughts for everyone, right? You're sitting on more money than you realize. Stop. Just stop. Stop closing and forgetting deals. Start building and collecting. That's just it. You want to know why? Your future income depends on it. So start working on what? Relationships. When you close a deal, remember their birthdays. If you're part of the community, use the CRM. Make sure that you understand what their position is, what their why was before, as far as to why they got a mortgage, where they're at, what they do, because it's going to come down the line. It will benefit you. It's easier to close deals when you have a book of business than searching every single day for new leads to be able to go ahead and close.
Correct.
Right? Now, Stanley,
Yeah.
you anything else you want to say, Stanley, before we let you go?
No, I don't listen.
No.
I don't have. Hold on. Nah. I don't have anything. Listen. When we go, what?
Everyone wants to let you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your pipeline isn't a list, it's a gold mine. And referrals don't come from closers, they come from consultants. Again, this was well, listen, this was a joint
Jennifer,
venture.
thank you very much for coming.
Jennifer, thank you.
You're
Clap it up for
welcome.
Jen.
Thank you
Clap
for
it up for
having
Jen.
me.
Clap it up for
Clap it
Jen.
up for Jen. Clap it up for Jen.
The holistic lender.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys
Yes.
for tuning in to this
Thank you,
episode.
Jen, for coming.
You
Thank you for
ladies and
having
gentlemen, could have been anywhere else this evening, but you guys were here with us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
To our first and our last time listeners, we appreciate you guys all the same. And tune in next week, episode 34. The holistic, maybe she'll be here, maybe she won't.
Yes.
Tune in and see.
Maybe Stanley will.
Dun, 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 dun.